MLB は今年のサイヤング賞を発表し、ア・リーグはタイガースのスクーバル投手、ナ・リーグはパイレーツのスキーンズ投手が受賞しました。今回はサイヤング賞発表番組をノーカットでお届けします。候補選手に対する考察は興味深い内容です。2人の受賞者の共通点とは何でしょうか。現地放送を翻訳してお届けいたします。
Welcome to the BBWAA Award Show, Cy Young Edition, alongside Tom Verducci and 2007 National League Cy Young Award winner Jake Peavy. I'm Robert Flores. Ahead this hour, we're going to break down all the nominees in both leagues. We're going to chat with most of them. But Jake, I know that you've won World Series titles, but to have this individual award on your resume, what does it mean to you?
Well, it's life-changing. You certainly don't really process it in the moment, but as you get older in our age, it means the world. It's a shared, as anything in life is. You have teammates, coaches, significant others, and families all play a part in this night, and somebody's life will forever be changed here in a little bit.
And Tom, it's worth mentioning that the ballots were submitted at the end of the regular season, prior to the beginning of the postseason.
Big distinction. So postseason does not count
That's
here.
right.
What I love about this, we got Jake Peavy type workhorses here. All of them made at least 30 starts.
Yes, that's right. All right, so we're going to focus on the National League in just a bit, but let's start in the American League. One of our finalists is Hunter Brown of the Houston Astros. Top 3 in the league in ERA, ERA plus, and strikeouts. Diesel in, diesel out. Looks to become just the 5th pitcher in Astros history to win a Cy Young Award, and first since Justin Verlander did it back in 2022. Garrett Crochet of the Boston Red Sox led the AL in innings pitched and strikeouts in his first season in Boston. He looks to join Rick Porcello back in 2016 as the only Red Sox pitchers to win a Cy Young Award over the last 25 seasons. And Tarik Skubal, top 2 in the AL in ERA, WHIP, innings pitched, and strikeouts. He's trying to become the first pitcher to win back-to-back AL Cy Youngs since Pedro Martinez from 1999 to 2000. And once again, here are your 3 finalists. We're starting in the American League. Hunter Brown of the Houston Astros, Garrett Crochet of the Boston Red Sox, and Tarik Skubal, who was the reigning and defending American League Cy Young Award winner. Last year, Tom, Hunter Brown began to emerge. This year, he took an even bigger step.
Yeah, the difference is he added that two-seamer, really changed the game in 2024, took it to another level. I actually think he became a better pitcher with that pitch. When you look at the arsenal here, you know, he's not striking out as many, but you see the arm side run on that two-seamer. It's not a true sinker. It's that horizontal movement here. How about this? He throws almost 60% fastballs between the four-seamer and the two-seamer, and yet it's tied with Kyle Hendricks and Tarik Skubal for the lowest exit velo. What does that mean? It means he's getting a lot of soft contact. As I talked about his splits and how it's changed, you see his strikeout rate is actually down, but a much more efficient pitcher with the use of that two-seamer. Let me show you how it works, because you have to look at both pitches together. I'm going to show you when he uses it in tandem in the same game. The four-seamer you're going to have to honor there, because top of the zone, that is tough to hit. Full count here, need to throw a strike, gets the foul ball in the four-seamer, but watch this two-seamer. Did you see that little arm side run on there? It looks just like a four-seamer until it's not. That is the way you double up. Now you're going to start Bo Bichette here with the four-seamer. Same thing now. Watch the arm side run. That's where you get the weak contact. That ball is moving off the barrel of the bat. Back-to-back fastballs, but different movements. Back to the left-handed hitter here. Again, 3-2. Need to throw a strike. That's the two-seamer running away. Now that's going to open up inside. Watch him freeze the hitter here, because that four-seamer is going to hold its plane. Two very distinct pitches at a very high velocity with tremendous command. He reminds me of the way that Zach Wheeler made that leap to elite pitcher. Really good pitcher, became elite.
Yeah, it was one pivotal start in 2024 against the Kansas City Royals, where he got roughed up quite a bit, and he just decided, I've got to do something. And that two-seamer definitely was the key to him emerging as one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. Jake, when you talk about, and Tom referenced it, about the workhorse, Garrett Crochet, leading the league in innings pitched and in strikeouts this season. He was fantastic in his first year in Boston.
Absolutely was, and that's all we needed to see from Crochet, was him out there for a full season carrying the workload. I'm just going to take you through an evolution. The pride of Ocean Springs, Mississippi, by way of the University of Tennessee. He's the 11th overall pick in 20, and he comes straight to the big leagues. has Tommy John surgery, but in 24 figures it out. He's an all-star. He punches out 209 guys in 146 innings. As the rebuild happens in Chicago, he's traded and extended. You're our guy in Boston, Garrett Crochet, and oh my goodness, is he ever. He posts 32 starts this season. You mentioned leading the league in strikeouts and innings. But who was he down the stretch when it mattered the most? We all know what this Toronto team was. In the last start of the season, he went 8 innings and gave up 3 hits. He walked none, gave up no runs against Toronto, marched right into Yankee Stadium Game 1 and did a lot of the same. This is what you paid him for. This is what Garrett Crochet is, healthy and dominating. 11 strikeouts this night. He tells his manager, I'm going to give it to my bullpen and my closer, and that was all that happened. Boston was off and running. This sweeper's unhittable. The 126 average against. People slugged 207. That was 100 miles an hour last pitch of the night. He is a workhorse. He has shown that he can stay healthy. And check this out. Left-handed pitchers with 250 Ks with less than fewer walks. Wow. These are the best I've ever seen and played against. They all have Cy Youngs. If tonight is not Garrett Crochet's night, it's coming soon, my man.
Well, let's talk about another lefty, and that's the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the American League. That's Tarek Skubal. Jacob deGrom was the last pitcher to go back-to-back. That was 18 and 19. But Pedro was the last American League pitcher to win back-to-back Cy Youngs in 99 and 2000.
He belongs in that category. I mean, we know he's got great stuff. I like to measure great pitchers with great stuff. How do you do in the biggest moments of a game? And that's put runners in scoring position and look at his strikeout rate. Above 12 per 9, with below 1. What makes him so difficult in these situations is when I look at his repertoire and how it changes with runners in scoring position, it doesn't change all that much, except look at the changeup usage. That's the one pitch that goes up when he needs to make a pitch in the toughest moments of a game. That is game-changing, that changeup. Let's see how he uses it here with runners in scoring position, because this pitch was actually an average pitch for him about 3 years ago until he totally remade it here. This is the pitch he's going to go to with 2 strikes on the hitter. He's got tremendous command of it. You have to honor the 100-plus velocity that he's got. So he's going to get hitters out in front of that pitch all the time. Now, here's a sequence here. Fastball in to set up the at-bat here. There's a slider on the outside corner now. He's going to go to the change and get the swing and miss. The hitter really is not picking that up. He might as well throw it again. And he does, and gets the punch out. He can throw this pitch left, right. It does not matter. Here's against a left-handed hitter, Barger here with Toronto. Fastball to start the count. 2 of them back-to-back. Now he's ahead of the count, throws a changeup. He's not happy with that. He wants it to be a chase pitch in the zone, and that's exactly what he got. He'll speed you up upper 90s with that fastball. The command is so good. As I mentioned, a couple of years ago, it was an average pitch. He really changed how he throws that pitch. I want to talk to him about this later, by the way, because we just talked about Hunter Brown, the changes that he made. These guys weren't great, like, right from day one as professionals. They made themselves great.
And Jake, to see pitchers like Tarek Skubal dominate the best hitters in the world consistently for now back-to-back seasons, that's remarkable.
It is absolutely is remarkable, because once you win one of these Cy Youngs, the target's on your back. Everybody wants a shot at you. For him to go deliver again, what I learned from that tape is when you're in trouble, go to the best thing you have. Throw lots of them.
All right, we're just getting started. Remember, we're going to talk about the National League in just a bit, but coming up next, we're going to chat with 2 of the 3 finalists. Hunter Brown and Tarek Skubal will join us when we come back. Stay with us. We're pleased to be joined by 2 of the 3 finalists in the American League for Cy Young. Garrett Crochet and his wife Rachel, they recently welcomed a baby girl to their household, so they are unable to join us. But Hunter Brown is with us, and Tarek Skubal joins us live from Las Vegas from the MLB Awards, which will take place tomorrow night. Tarek, let me start with you. You won this award last year in 2024. What was your preparation like in the offseason going into 2025? How did the what do I have to do to repeat, or what do I have to do for an encore, how did that play into your offseason preparation, if at all?
Yeah, I think that you kind of got to take that out of it, honestly. You just got to do the same thing that you did the year prior, that, you know, set yourself up to have a ton of success. So, you know, not adding anything pressure or not letting outside environments kind of dictate what I did or who I am. I'd say that was a challenge in itself, though.
Hey, Hunter, it's Tom Verducci. Congratulations on being a Cy Young Award finalist. I know you're a Michigan guy. You grew up about 17 miles outside of Detroit, go to Wayne State. You make your big league debut in 2022 with the Astros in September. And who's on the staff but Justin Verlander? You saw a lot of him with the Tigers growing up. He wins the Cy that year, your teammates the next year. What kind of influence did he have on you in your young career?
Yeah, you know, it was a huge influence. You know, JV, obviously, very, very well decorated pitcher. But, you know, just to kind of be able to sit back and watch was really the thing that I learned the most. You know, how he went about preparing for lineups and certain games and just kind of watching him go about his business was huge for me in my career, for sure.
Tarek, Jake Peavy here, buddy. I'm going to start with you. Congrats on being here tonight. Last year as well, but this year. I want to talk to you about your mentality going into a start, and just, A, what's the mentality going into a start? And then, B, is there any kind of mental prep? And I'll preface this by saying, when I got to a psychologist in San Diego who, when I was going crazy at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. trying to figure out what to do with myself, he laid me down on a couch and said, look, put the Dodgers lineup in there and go to work. Is there any mental prep and mentality going into a game?
Yeah, I think a lot for me, you know, mentally is just trusting the preparation that I did the last 4 days, you know, and when you get the ball and it's your time to go, just go out there and compete and enjoy it. You know, I think that, you know, the game, your career is so short that, sorry, this thing just fell out of my ear. Just go out there and enjoy it, you know, go out there and compete. You prepare. Yeah, you prepare, you know, a ton for 4 days. By the time the 5th day comes around, just go out there, have fun, enjoy it, and embrace, you know, kind of anything that happens during the game. So, you know, that's the mental work for me, and just trying to live pitch by pitch, not letting the last pitch influence the next pitch, or trying to get to 2 strikes before you get to 1 strike. So, that's just when I'm at my best, is when I keep the game pretty simple.
Yeah, I love it. Hunter, I'll ask you the same thing. When I watch both of you pitch, the word dog comes to mind. I love the way you go about it. Mentality going into a start.
Yeah, I'm just trying to run on as high of octane as I can. I just want to bring it, you know, every pitch, every start. So, you know, like Tarek said, you know, you prepare for so long, and you know, for each outing and in the off season and stuff like that. So when it's time to actually, you know, take the mound, you can kind of focus on each pitch. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to be the energy and tone setter when I'm out there.
Hunter, Tom referenced having Justin Verlander as a teammate earlier in your career. Really, for the past couple of seasons in Houston, it's been you and Framber Valdez as that co-aces, if you will, on that staff. What's it like taking the mound that the rest of your teammates and the coaching staff, they think it's win day whenever you take the slab?
You know, I think that's exactly where you want to be, right? I don't think you'd rather have any other expectations. You know, you play to win the game, and it's nice when your teammates and coaching staff and the fans and stuff, they kind of expect you to win when you do that. It's definitely better than if they think you're going to lose when you take them out. So I'll take that every day of the week.
Hey, Tarek, I love your story of how you arrived at this place. Cy Young Award winner last year, elite pitcher in this game, a guy who had just one college offer coming out of high school. I love the fact that you're always getting better. And I mentioned in the last segment about that changeup. And we've seen it double in how often you go to that pitch in the last 3 years. I want you to tell people about how you figured out, kind of cracked the code on that changeup in these last couple of years.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, you know, goes to our pitching coaches, our catchers, you know, the organization, the way we kind of, you know, do pitch design and kind of track that stuff. I think a lot of it came after I got hurt and I rehabbed in 23. So I was able to work on things for extended periods of time, you know, on rehab assignment that maybe not necessarily would I'm able to do that in a spring training setting. So there's kind of a little bit of a blessing, I guess, in getting hurt in that aspect. But, you know, it's just a lot of work, a lot of effort. Our coaching staff is great. You know, Fett, Lund, they do, you know, Juan Nieves, they do an outstanding job of communicating with guys, and especially with me, my relationship with them is really, really good. And, you know, we hold each other accountable, and when things are a little off, you know, we get back to work, and that's the beauty of the game. You know, it may look good every 5th day, but there's a lot of work that goes on in between those 5 days, and I got to give credit to obviously our coaches and the guys behind the dish too. Ding and Raj were outstanding.
Well, Tarek and Hunter, we appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on fantastic 2025 campaigns. You guys sit tight. Welcome back. We are just moments away from announcing the American League Cy Young Award winner for 2025. Our three finalists, Garrett Crochet of the Boston Red Sox, Hunter Brown of the Houston Astros, and Tarek Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. Jake Peavy won this award back in 2007, so I'll let you do the honors, sir.
Along with CC Sabathia.
There you go.
It's an honor to announce your 2025 American League Cy Young Award winner, Tarek Skubal of the Detroit Tigers.
Hey, congratulations. There you go, Tarek Skubal, who joins us via our camera in Las Vegas, site of the MLB Awards, which will come your way on Thursday. And Tarek, it looks like you've got a bunch of family and friends around you. What's this moment like? What's it like to be able to share this moment with them?
Oh, it's everything. There's a lot of the people that are here, and there's some that are missing, but you know they're the why to what I do. So they're the reason that I work so hard and why I go out there and compete. And you know they care for me. They've been with me through everything. You know my whole life, my entire career, and it means a lot.
Tarek, congratulations, buddy. I almost called you the MVP of the league because you're deserving of that. But look, Tom said something that I want to elaborate on, of like coming out of high school and having one offer, and just the journey of sitting here today as back-to-back Cy Young Award winners and the best pitcher in the land. What would be your message to any kid playing baseball on up to in the professional level who isn't where they want to be just yet?
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you come from. You know, I think that's the message. It doesn't matter where you come from. I had one offer out of high school, and you know, it's not a Power 5 school by any means, but look at me now. So I think that's the beauty of the game of baseball. It doesn't matter if you're good at 12 or good at 24 or 25. There's a ton of stuff to happen, and just take your career day by day and see how good you can be.
Tarek, congratulations. This is so well earned. I could pick out, you know, a myriad of numbers to pick out, all the things that you did well this year. But I want to know, in your opinion, when you look back on this Cy Young season of 2025, what are you most proud of?
Yeah, I mean, it's an individual award, obviously, but you know, I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of the way that we competed this year. Obviously, you know, went through some adversity late in the season, but you know, came back in the playoffs and competed, and obviously come up short. But you know, a lot of credit for this award goes to the guys that play behind me and the guys behind the dish too, and just our organization. You know, I think a lot of credit needs to go to those people in moments like this.
Tarek, I don't know if you want to do a full roll call because you got a whole bunch of people behind you, but why don't you introduce some of
it might take us a while.
Some of the folks that are there with you in Las Vegas, if you don't mind.
Yeah, obviously family, wife, friends, brothers, trainers, Nana. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. You know, people that take care of me, put me back together, are there for me when, you know, you have bad days, and you know, are here to support me when we have days like this. So, yeah, you know, it's what it's all about. Like I said earlier, they're my why. They're the reason that I do what I do, and I know the sacrifices they've made for me to be in this moment.
Well, Tarek, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on a second consecutive Cy Young Award. Enjoy the night with your family and friends, a well-deserved honor, sir, and enjoy the rest of the offseason.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You got it. And we also want to extend our congratulations and thanks to Hunter Brown and to Garrett Crochet for being part of the finalist group here for the American League Cy Young Award. As you take a look at the breakdown total for the voting, Tarek Skubal got 26 first-place votes. Garrett Crochet got the other 4, but another convincing win as now Tarek Skubal, the first American League pitcher since Pedro Martinez to win back-to-back Cy Young Award winners. And there was the moment that Tarek Skubal learned he was the Cy Young Award winner for 2025. All right, when we come back, we're going to turn our attention to the National League. Who will be named Cy Young Award winner for that league this year? Christopher Sanchez, Paul Skenes, or the World Series MVP, Yoshinobu Yamamoto? Find out when we come back. Welcome back to the BBWAA Cy Young Award Show. All right, we have already given out the American League Cy Young Award. That's Tarek Skubal. Let's talk about the National League. Christopher Sanchez, one of the three finalists, top two in the NL in ERA plus, innings pitched, and home runs allowed per 9. Southpaw looking to become the first Philly to win this award since Hall of Famer Roy Halladay back in 2010. Paul Skenes led the National League in ERA, ERA plus, WHIP, and homers allowed per 9. He's trying to become just the third pitcher all time to win a Rookie of the Year and Cy Young Award within his first 2 big league seasons, joining Dwight Gooden and the late great Fernando Valenzuela. Yoshinobu Yamamoto led the senior circuit in opponent batting average and opponent OPS and was second in the league in ERA. He looks to become the first Japanese-born pitcher to win a Cy Young Award and would be the first Dodger to do so since Clayton Kershaw did it way back in 2014. And we're pleased to be joined by 2 of the 3 finalists in the National League. Paul Skenes of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies, along with his interpreter, Diego Daniello. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is currently in Japan and unable to join us. So let me start with you, Christopher. Congratulations on a fantastic season. Aside from yourself, who would you give the most credit to for your evolution as a pitcher?
Primero que todo, Christopher, felicidades por una excelente temporada que tuviste este año. Y aparte de ti, pues a quien tú le dieras más crédito pues por el tremendo añazo que tuviste.
Creo que a mi familia, primeramente a Dios y luego a mi familia y al trabajo que he venido haciendo.
Yeah, I think that first of all to God and I have to thank my family. For all the hard work that we've been doing and that I've been able to do. I think they're a big part of it.
Hey, Paul, Tom Verducci, congratulations on being a Cy Young Award finalist. I love watching you pitch, especially when I see you pitching against some of the best hitters in the game. So I actually looked up. I wondered, how does Paul do against the 6th finalist for the MVP award, which we'll hand out on Thursday night? And it looks like you enjoy it as much as I enjoy watching it. 3 for 28 with 13 punch-outs against those 6 MVP finalists. I know you respect every Major League hitter, but when you match up against some of the best in the game, what do you take from those matchups?
Yeah, I mean, those are the matchups that you're looking forward to. They're the really fun guys, in the lineup that you kind of circle in your head and, elevate your game to pitch against them. So those are always fun.
Christopher's Jake Peavy, congratulations on being a Cy Young Award finalist in a great season. But you're on the team with some of my favorite big leaguers, your catcher, JT, but Zach Wheeler and Nola, and you're a stablemate with 2 lefties, Ranger Suarez and Luzardo. Tell me some things that you've learned and taken into your game from them.
Felicidades de nuevo por el tremendo año que tuviste y tú estás con uno de sus jugadores, con sus jugadores favoritos de las grandes ligas ahora mismo, Wheeler, JT, y estás haciendo rotación con 2 otros zurdos como son Luzardo, como es Ranger. ¿Qué tú pudiste aprender de todos esos jugadores que te rodean, de esos grandes jugadores? ¿Qué pudiste tomar de ellos y en qué te ayudaron a trabajar?
Muchísimas cosas, especialmente Zach, aprendí bastante de él, los bullpenes, cómo él se prepara. JT también me enseñó bastante, cómo él se prepara también, la forma que él se prepara para llevar los juegos día tras día. Nola también, tremendo ser humano, tremenda persona, trabaja fuerte. Ranger también, Luzardo, todo. Aprendo de cada quien allá.
A lot of things actually, and especially from Zach. I think I learned a lot throughout this year from him. Just the way that he goes about his business, his bullpen sessions, and the way that he prepared before games. And JT too, how he prepared every single day to handle the staff. And it's just something that I learned from him. And how he planned on going through games every single day. That was an amazing job. And also like Knowles. Tremendous person, tremendous worker, tremendous pitcher. Like a lot of things to learn from him too. And you can never leave out like Ranger, Luzardo, tremendous guys too. I learned a lot from a lot of the guys that I have around.
Love it. Paul, to you, I told Tarek, my career changed when I was trying to find a routine. We all see your pregame routine, but mine changed when my psychologist for the Padres put me in a couch in the back room and said, look, I want you to do some visualization, put the Dodgers in the box and really do some mental prep work. What's your mentality going in the game, and is there any mental prep work in your game?
Yeah, I mean, there's mental prep work every day. I think it's in everything that you do. So, you know, going into each game, it's pretty much the same preparation for every game. The 4 days, 5 days leading up to it, pretty much do the same thing. It's boring, but that's you know, that's kind of what you have to do in, you know, pitching in the big leagues.
Hey, Christopher, you've always had that great changeup, but I look at your two-seam fastball. And a couple of years ago, it's sitting 92, 93. This year, you're at 95, and you got that bigger separation between the two pitches now. So where did the velocity come from in these last couple of years with the Phillies?
Sí, él siempre ha visto tu cambio, cómo funciona tu cambio, que es un gran picheo, pero también ahora con el sinker, cómo te ha funcionado. Y hace un par de años el sinker tuyo estaba rondando las 92 millas. Este año fueron 95 millas, entonces un poco más de separación entre la velocidad entre esos dos picheos. Entonces, ¿de dónde más o menos tú trabajaste esa velocidad? ¿Dónde lograste conseguir eso?
Creo que la preparación, el off-season, traté de fortalecerme bastante mi cuerpo, de alimentarme súper bien y de descansar mi cuerpo lo más que pueda.
I think it was through a lot of hard work in the off season. You know, I purposely worked on my body to strengthen my body and you know, have better habits, better nutrition, and you know, I think that was all you know, a joint effort that we did during the off season. I think that was a key for it.
Well, Christopher and Paul, congratulations again on a fantastic 2025. Congratulations on being finalists. Hang tight, because when we come back, we're going to take a closer look at all these finalists. Jake is going to break down both Sanchez and Yamamoto, while Tom is going to show you why when Paul Skenes has 2 strikes on you, you're in big, big trouble. Stay with us. Welcome back. We are moments away from announcing the National League Cy Young Award winner. Here are your 3 finalists. Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies, Paul Skenes of the Pirates, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto of the LA Dodgers. For more on Skenes, let's send it over to Studio 42 and Tom Verducci. Tom?
Hey there, you know, every major league pitcher has at least one pitch they love to put away hitters with, their 2-strike favorite pitch. The great ones have 2 or 3. Paul Skenes has 7 of them. Let's take a look at his 7 put-away pitches to get his 216 strikeouts in 2025. Starting with, of course, the 4-seam fastball. Runs it up there at almost 100 miles an hour. Typically, that's going to be at the top of the zone. As soon as you start cheating for that, though, you're going to get his changeup. A 10-mile-an-hour difference, great command, same arm speed as the 4-seam fastball. The sweeper, I call it the coast-to-coast pitch, starts in the right-handed batter's box, ends up in the left. Splitter, looks a lot like a changeup, but that's a dive bomber of a pitch that he throws hard. Sinker, that's a bat breaker when you're not swinging and missing because it's got tremendous arm side movement. I mentioned curveball. Here, how about that? That'll slow down the hitter more than any other pitch that he has with tremendous break on it. The slider, that's got the same type of movement as the curveball, just a little bit harder and more horizontal bite to it. Paul Skenes has 7 pitches to put away hitters. Now, I'm going to bring you inside one of the most uncomfortable places to be in baseball, and that is the batter's box with a 2-strike count on Paul Skenes. First of all, you have to realize his release point is literally right at my head. It is offset, and it's 5.5 feet off the ground. Keep that in mind as we take a look at the 7 different pitch shapes that are coming in towards me. Starting with, of course, that 4-seam fastball. 100 miles an hour, top of the zone. That is tough for anybody to cover. And now comes the sweeper that starts at me and works away from me. How about the splitter? How do you defend this pitch? Because it looks like a fastball coming in and drops. Then there's the changeup. Even more difficult to hit because there's a little bit of arm side run to that working towards me. Speaking of working towards me, that sinker is hard and it's got arm side run at upwards of 98, 99 miles an hour. The slider is going to work away from me. And that also looks like a fastball until it's not. And the curveball, one of 3 breaking pitches that are working away from me. Think about that menu of pitches. 3 breaking balls working away from me, 2 fastballs, 1 that works in, 2 off-speed pitches that drop at the bottom of the zone. He has 7 different pitches between 82 and 100 miles an hour. It's a multiple choice quiz. You have 7 guesses to try to get it right. Good luck against Paul Skenes. Back to you.
That looks absolutely miserable. Let's break down the other 2 candidates, finalists, Jake, starting with Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah, Yamamoto's got that same amount of weapons and looks. We're going to go to tape, and I'll just walk you through his last 2 years. He's just 5'11", 176 pounds, which tells me you don't have to be big, guys. We like you big, but you don't have to be. He comes over in 24, and he struggles right out of the gate, but he finds his footing just in time to beat San Diego out of the playoffs and then beat the World Series contending New York Yankees. He hoists a trophy. All this guy's ever done is win. And now this year, you take him through this season. He was managed, but towards the end, I watched the training wheels start to come off and the Dodgers start to ride him. You're seeing here 8 2/3 before he give up a hit. Lost a no-hitter. He was disappointed, but the Dodgers were encouraged because they knew he was getting hot at the right time. What's he do in the NLCS? After a loss, complete game, no problems. Here's after the loss in the World Series, Game 2 delivers another complete game. He's ready after a day's rest and wants in this 18-inning affair. He got hot this night. At this point in time, I'm understanding he's got something different. Now he throws 100 pitches when the season's on the line to extend it. And we all know on 0 days rest, he is not only a Dodger legend, he is a forever baseball legend after this performance, delivering the 2nd title in back-to-back years. This young man has done nothing but win his whole life before he got here, and when he got here, we talk about the multiple different looks. Look at this, the split, 4-seam fastball and curveball. All 3 pitches hit under 200, different ways to get you out.
And it's worth mentioning again that the postseason exploits are not eligible for this regular season award. Christopher Sanchez, meantime, Jake, he took another step in 2025.
He took a huge step in 25, and I'm going to walk you through this big boy out of La Romana, Dominican Republic. This is 2023. After being up and down, I saw something different. I saw different stuff. I saw poise and command and some emotion there. Fast forward just a year later, in 2024, he's the NL Pitcher of the Month, the best in the league. I'm watching him throw complete game shutouts, and all of a sudden, Christopher Sanchez is about to be an all-star and on the scene. Now let me fast forward you just a little bit over a year later. With no Zach Wheeler, he's starting Game 1 against the defending champions. He delivers, you see the emotion, and now 5 days later with the Phillies season on the line, he's got to do it again versus this lineup. He even was better in this start. You see him here, neutralized Ohtani, and if this pitch goes a different way, and I think the Philly Nation wishes it would have, we certainly know our left-hander did. And look, next year under ABS, this might go his way, and it's a different start. Nonetheless, nothing to be ashamed of. Christopher Sanchez, 200-plus Ks and 175-plus ERA. There's been incredible greats come through Philadelphia. Only Steve Carlton and the great Grover Cleveland Alexander.
Yeah. I think what's also impressive when you consider they lost Zach Wheeler, a Cy Young Award candidate perennially, and now you get Christopher Sanchez to be a Cy Young Award finalist. That is a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment. Hey, back in 1990, Doug Drabek won this award as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Coming up, the former Cy Young winner joins us to help with this year's announcement. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're just moments away from announcing the National League Cy Young Award winner. Will it be Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies, Paul Skenes of the Pittsburgh Pirates, or Yoshinobu Yamamoto of the Los Angeles Dodgers? The announcement is just moments away. You know, back in 1990, Doug Drabek won the National League Cy Young Award for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That year, he led the National League in wins and winning percentage. He was a one-time All-Star when he played for the Houston Astros. He played 13 seasons in the big league with the Yankees, the Pirates, the Astros, the White Sox, and the Orioles. But before that, he starred for the University of Houston Cougars, and Doug Drabek is good enough to join us now. Doug, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining us. What do you recall about your Cy Young Award season?
I think the one thing is just personally, everything was working for me. You had your game plan. You would think throughout the game, but things were just working, and it made it a lot easier. Plus, I had a good defense behind me and guys that were scoring runs. So it was just one of those things. You went out, everything was executed, and it took a lot of the pressure off going out there.
Doug, it's obviously an individual award, but yet it's still within the confines of the team concept. The catcher has to call the right pitches. The defense has to make plays behind you. It's almost like it doesn't quite fit, but yet it's all under the same kind of family, if you will.
No, that's very true. Yes, one person gets the award, and I remember getting it, but the first thing that came to my mind were the catchers that I had. No question about it, because they kind of knew me better than I knew myself. And, you know, their job is to kind of guide you through the games, especially when you don't have your best stuff. You really rely on them. And I had a couple of good ones. And, you know, it is obviously, as you said, a team thing where you got to get some runs. Right. And so I was fortunate.
Well, Doug, we're thrilled that you're here to help us with the announcements. So without further ado, the floor is yours.
All right. I'd love to announce the 2025 National League Cy Young Award winner from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skenes.
Paul Skenes, congratulations. He is your National League Cy Young Award winner. Doug, thank you again for the help there. So from one former Pittsburgh Pirate, Doug Drabek, to a now current Pittsburgh Pirate and Paul Skenes. And if you take a look at the voting breakdown, Paul Skenes, a unanimous winner. And Christopher Sanchez, guys, got all 30 of the second place votes, but it was a unanimous win for Paul Skenes. The last National League pitcher to win it unanimously was Sandy Alcantara in 2022, and Paul Skenes is good enough to stick around. He is joined by plenty of family and friends, including one that I recognize. What's up, Clay? How you doing, man? He can't hear me, but I know Clay as well.
He can't hear you. He called you out.
What's up, Clay? How you doing? Yes. Paul, what is this moment like? What's it like to share it with so many family and friends?
Oh, it's awesome. Having Clay here and everybody else is pretty cool. Yeah, just everybody, you know, from my past, obviously my parents here, and then people that have impacted my career along the way. Henry's here, even though he's not on screen, and caught a great majority of my pitches this year. So it's awesome. It's a great way to celebrate it.
I love that your catcher's there. Paul's Jake Beebe, congratulations, buddy, on a great year. Look, I want to ask you a little bit of what I asked Tarek Skubal, talking about Tarek and having one offer out of high school. And I coach a lot of young kids now, and I'm around the youth game. Talk about your journey into, not being the top prospect out of high school, but the maturization to be now starting the All-Star game and back to, winning a Cy Young Award. Just what would be your message to all the kids coming up, working at their craft?
Yeah, I mean, as I look back on my path in baseball up to this point, I got recruited to college as a catcher, kept growing and started pitching and got better on the mound. Never thought I would end up here. Never thought that I would be in the major leagues, much less, winning a Cy Young. So it doesn't always work out how you think it's going to. But if you stay the course, you surround yourself with good people, you work hard, that's the minimum. You're going to do exactly what you're supposed to do, whatever that looks like.
Hey, Paul, congratulations, man. You piled up the innings, piled up the starts, the strikeouts. I asked Tarek the same question, though. As a pitcher, you look back on a Cy Young season. What are you most proud of what you accomplished in 2025?
I mean, for me personally, being healthy all year, and having the blessing to do that. And then I think, hearing Doug talk about it, it truly is a team effort with the coaches that we had and the players. It's pitchers making each other better. Our catcher-pitcher relationship, coaches, the organization putting you in good spots to succeed. I couldn't have done it by myself, and I'm super grateful that I've had the infrastructure around me and the people around me to succeed.
Well, Paul, well deserved on this honor. Congratulations again. Our best to your family and friends who are with you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the off season.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You got it. That's Paul Skenes, the unanimous winner for the National League Cy Young Award winner. Now, with more on the breakdown of tonight's results and voting, we're pleased to send it over to BBWAA Secretary-Treasurer Jack O'Connell. Jack.
Paul Skenes is the second pitcher to win a Cy Young Award the year after he was named Rookie of the Year, duplicating Dwight Gooden's feat for the Mets in 1984 and 85, which Tom Verducci and I covered. Tarek Skubal is the fifth American League pitcher to win the award in consecutive seasons and the second to do so with the Tigers, joining Denny McLain 1968 and 69. This is just the second time both All-Star Game starters won Cy Young Awards in the same year. Roger Clemens and Randy Johnson did so in 2001.
Thank you, Jack. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us. Thursday, it's the MVP in both the American and National Leagues. That should be a lot of fun. That's going to do it for this edition. For everyone behind the camera and behind the scenes, for Tom Verducci and Jake Peavy, I'm Robert Flores. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you Thursday.
いかがだったでしょうか。受賞者2名とも準備期間こそが最も大事だと語っていたのが印象的でした。そしていよいよ現地時間今夜には MVP の発表です。本チャンネルでもタイムリーにお届けしていきます。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。